A very good evening. This is my owner review of this OPEL Zafira 1.7 CDTI, which is common rail diesel turbo injection engine. It's 1.7, one of the seldom versions produced during the financial crisis after 2007 and between 2011 or 10. This is a late 2009 model, and the reason for doing this is that I want to give my honest experiences and also recommendation for you on whether you should go for this car or not. This is a so to say standard car, and I'll a 7-seater here, and I'll try to give you 9-10 reasons for buying this car, and probably 9-10 reasons for not buying this car, or at least give you a small overview over issues and problems we've had with this car. So more about the car details. It's a 10-year-old car which we've owned in our family for the past 7 years, and the mileage is 195,000 kilometers. What I thought I could start with is the engine issues and problems with this dimension. You can see that the engine room is not large at all, which is causing some issues with we have to take out some of these connections here, but also covers, and uncover it all. There has been some issues with, let's say, glowing plugs and so on, but on a serious note, after 150-60,000 kilometers, you have some electronic failures on also this car, which is probably caused by the fact that it's not right dimensioned. I mean, it's a 1.7 diesel engine, and you have only, as you see, or you have 6 gears. I think 5 gears would be sufficient for this sort of engine combination. After 10 years, I would say that the seats have been very fine, no problem, and the material quality is so to say good on this range of models. Otherwise, it's I would say completely rust-free car. I think the height is something around 160 or probably a bit higher, and yes, I can go to the recommendation section. Should you buy or not this car? Well, first and foremost, it has some advantages with it's very compact, easy to drive, but on the other side a bit a van-like feeling, not very smooth and dynamic as it is with the electric cars as Toyota Prius, Auris, etc. And I would say that the Zafira is good to drive on motorways, etc. It's still comfortable after 10 years. For city driving, it's also okay, easy to park and all that. You can get them fairly cheap. I see that Opel or Vauxhall is also trying to price up a bit on their cars. So, but if you're going to buy one of these here in North Europe or yeah, UK or maybe you have them also in Americas. It's typically or North Russia, somewhere in Russia. They are going to cost you a while, although the parts are fairly cheap. It's a cheap car to own and drive. It's almost 50 liters tank, maybe 55, and this ecoFlex is costs you 40, 50 euros or even dollars for a full tank. This car is in fact is standing here in Norway, South Norway, and these are obviously produced in Germany. So it doesn't have that much space left for your carriers, bags, and so on. So that is not a very big car, but although it's a quite useful 7-seater. If you have 3 kids, you'll have no problems, but if you have 4 or 5 children, maybe you should have a larger car. So that was on the consumption and so on. I told you that the material quality is good and that it requires little, so to say, normal maintenance, and that the car is running good, but it has some technical issues related to EGR or valves, whatever you call it, coils, some things which has to be changed. Moreover, I think that if you have any question, please let me know. But if you're going to buy this car, these cars typically last 200,000 kilometers, and yeah, kilometers, not miles, 200,000, and thereafter you should probably just get rid of them or sell them. In Europe, we have EU controls or periodic controls every second year, so that will cost you 800-900 euros, I think, and but it has been a nice car to have. It's 10 years now, and maybe you should, if you have 2 cars, you can keep them. You can go for a bargain anywhere in Europe for these cars, and I think if you know, nowadays you can purchase parts online and save a bit, but I think that I could have a Zafira, but that should be with another engine specification. I think I could try 1.2, or you have 1.4 liter petrol engine, which may be a bit better, or a 2 liters CDT versions, and I would avoid cars from Opel or Vauxhall, which are later or earlier than 2013 for certain quality assurance reasons, that they have not been good enough with controlling these cars. So a lot of problems with Opel cars in the last decade, but I know that the 99, 2000, 2001 and 2 versions of 1.8 petrol Zafiras have been probably a bit better. Thanks for watching, and please leave a comment.